Well, welcome to another video, and you'll probably be able to tell behind us that I'm not in the forest today. I'm actually in downtown Vancouver. Now, I wanted to do something different. I've been in the forest quite a lot lately, and I thought, you know what, I've been doing a lot of street photography. Why not take you guys along, show you some of my images, give you the reasoning why I've took that particular image in that location, and it gets to show you what I get up to when I'm out on the streets. Now, street photography is something I love, and I've been out the last couple of weeks doing shots, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Now, the main reason I'm wanting to show you street photography, because there's probably a lot of you who've never done it before, and it's something I highly recommend that you do. I've learnt so much through doing street photography about lights, shape, colour, subject, composition, how you get your image to tell a story. It's something I recommend that everyone should have a go at, because you can actually use them techniques in other forms of photography like landscape photography and stuff like that. Now, it's a bright day today, slightly overcast, but it's ideal conditions. We're going to get them nice dark shadows and the bright highlights, and we'll see how we get on today. Now, I went down to Cole Harbour this morning, and I actually came across the Diamond Rally. Now, I couldn't believe it. There was Lamborghinis, Porsches, Ferraris, everything was there. So while I was down there, I took some video for you, so I'm going to show you some of that video along with the images that I've took of some of the cars, and it was an absolute treat. I got a tap on the shoulder while I was down there. It was a police officer. Now, I thought he was going to tell us to move because I was photographing the cars, but he actually turned around and said, "Would you take a couple of photos of us?" He said, "You seem to know what you're doing." I said, "I hope so." So I turned around expecting just to take a couple of pictures of these two policemen, and looked round, and here's the police force lined up with the two motorbikes, and I took some photos for them. So that was a treat, and it was a pleasure to do it for them. So we'll have a good walk around downtown Vancouver today, and I'll get you to show you some of the city. I'm going to find it hard to show you how I actually take the photos, so what I'll do is I'll take some video and talk you through my composition. I've took some images recently. I'm going to put them images up and revisit those locations to give you my thought process behind those images that I took. But it's something different. It's great to have you guys along, so hope you enjoy today's video. The Diamond Rally leaves once a year from Vancouver and heads up the Sea to Sky Highway. There's Porsches here, Ferraris, Lamborghinis. So I'm going to stop here for 10 minutes and I'll get to show you some footage of these cars. Absolutely amazing to see. The cars are about to set off now, so I'm going to shut up and let you see these cars. So we'll take a walk onto the streets of Vancouver now. It's going to be great to show you the city that I live in, and hopefully we'll get some images. Now, what I'm waiting for is that bright sunlight, so we'll get them nice dark shadows, bright highlights. We're looking for colour, subject, shapes, and try and incorporate that into the image. That's what street photography is all about. It's about coming across that something special, something that really stands out, trying to connect your subject with the background that you're photographing. So that's why I love it so much. It really does get you thinking, cap on. So I'll make my way over this bit of a bridge here. We'll hit the streets of downtown Vancouver. I'll see if I can find some images to photograph, but I'll also retrace my steps on some of the recent images I've took. I've came into one of the alleyways in downtown Vancouver here. Now in Vancouver we've got lots of artwork, lots of great designs on the walls. Now this alleyway here, we've got the yellow on the wall, we've got the pinks and the purples in the foreground, and then we've got the lovely vertical buildings in the background there. The light's not blown out, it's slightly overcast. We've got reflections on the glass of the windows there, they're like a mirror effect, and I think it'll make a really pleasing portrait shot. I'm doing it in portrait orientation. I'm going to shoot it at f11. Now I'm going to be able to use the tripod. I don't normally I shoot handheld, but because there's no one in the area and it's nice and quiet today, I'm going to get away with shooting it on the tripod. Now the important thing to do is, because you're shooting buildings, there's buildings in the scene, make sure that your camera's level and make sure that your buildings are going to be straight. So that's how the shot's going to be. I'm underexposing by one stop. Now the reason I'm underexposing, like I said earlier, I do tend to underexpose when I do street photography, because I want the difference in light. I want the dark shadows, I want where it's light, and it gives your photograph a lot more depth. So that's the reason I underexpose a lot when I'm doing street. I'm not going to do it as a wide shot. I think it suits a portrait shot because it's going to give you that depth of field right through to the back and the lovely shapes of the buildings. We are going to have some sky in the shot, but it doesn't matter because it's slightly overcast, so it's not blown out. And yeah, great for the first location. You know, if you've got alleyways or anything like that in the city that you live, always check alleyways out because you can always find something interesting in the alleyways. I have took a shot here before of a homeless guy leaning against the wall, and he had all this colourful pants and that on. I'll put that image up. It was a shot that I really liked. It was taken some time ago, but he was leaning against this wall and he was had colourful clothes on. It made for a nice image. I enjoyed it. So that's it for the first image, and we'll carry on a bit further up and see if we can get to see anything else. It is slightly overcast today, but I thought I'd stop and show you the trees. The trees are starting to turn now, and I'm really looking forward to fall. It's going to be amazing for photography because British Columbia, when we get those fall colours, it's absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to make my way further down into downtown here, check out the streets, check out the alleyways, see if we can come across any images. But it's a wonderful day. we've got a break in that weather. We've got some sun making its way through. Now I'm at the football stadium and it's actually making for a great location to take plenty of images. There's a gap here that you can see next to the stadium and it's letting some of that sunlight in. So if you can see behind us, it's creating all these shadows and bright highlights, and it's bringing out all the shapes on the building. So there's plenty of opportunities for photographs here. So this is a great opportunity just to hang about here to see what sort of shots I can make. Now what I'm hoping for is to get some of the light, which is going to create shapes, and then see if I can get people walking into that light. So I'll do the composition and then literally just wait for someone to walk into it. When I'm taking street photography, I kind of juggle between manual focus and automatic focus depending on, you know, how quick I need to react. Now in a location like this, I'll be able to manual focus. So for the first image, I've got an idea of someone coming up these steps using the shapes and the lines to direct your eye to where the person's going to be. So I'll manual focus. I want quite a quick shutter speed because I want to stop the action, but I'll manual focus on that area there, and that's going to get what I want in focus. But it's a great location. I've noticed some reflections, some cool reflections in the glass of the building there, and if you get at the right angle, you can take a photograph where you're not actually visible in the shot, and it just creates some nice shapes and it'll make for nice black and white photography. So I'll have a good ratch about this area and we'll see what images we come up with, but I'm really pleased that sun's finally made its way through. So I'm just making my way into Gastown now. Now Gastown, it's a lot older part of the city. It's a lot more rustic. You've got a lot of characters, a lot of artwork, some amazing artwork on the walls here. So it makes really good photography, and great conditions today. You know, we've got the light, the cloud that we had's burnt off now, so that's brilliant. So I'm going to have a nice look around this area, see if I can come across anything. But it's nice to have that high contrast, them bright highlights, the dark shadows, because that light's going to give you the image direction. You know, I tried that shot up by BC Place, up by the stadium, and it just shows you how the shadows and the light work in conjunction with each other, along with the shapes, giving you that eye direction towards the people that are grabbed in the shot. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how they turned out. And yeah, that cloud's burnt off, so brilliant. So I'm going to have a walk around this area and we can see what we captured in here. Well, that was nice. I just had a guy there who was asking us if I'd done YouTube, which was obvious with us holding the camera. He subscribed to my channel, and I was letting him know that I do a lot of my street photography. I post it on Instagram because I haven't done too many videos on street photography. So that's another idea about getting out today. Trying something different, get out that forest, as beautiful as it is, and just see what I can manage to find around the city. So let us know in the comments today what you think of the video. You know, it's something different for us to try out, and if you like it, I'll think about doing more of it in the future. So I'm just making my way along these alleyways, see what I can come across, see if I can come across any images. Now the alleyways are not the nicest of places, obviously, because you get a lot of homeless and that in the alleyways, but they do make for interesting images if you get that bright light. You know, you can see the light there on the left hand side along with the dark shadows, and that's why I tend to underexpose a lot when I'm doing street, at least by a stop, and then it just makes your image stand out a lot more, and it makes it a lot more interesting. See all the artwork on the walls. It's amazing, some of the work that you see. It really is. You know, you can see the artwork on the buildings there. It's really good to come across, so that's why I like this area. Lots of old buildings, lots of character. I think there could be an image over there, so I'm going to put you guys down and try for an image there where you've got the light, where they're serving food on the back of the building. I think there could be a good image there, so I'll try it out and I'll post it now. Well, I've made my way a bit further into Gastown. I'm towards the Gastown steam clock that's in front of us there. I'm going to show you some footage of that. It goes off every quarter of the hour. Pretty cool to see, bit of a tourist attraction. Tried a couple of images in that alleyway there. You'll see that we had that harsh light in the dark shadows, and I tried to get the subject where he was getting served at the window there. So I'll be interested to see what that looks like when I get back. The light's been kind to us today, you know, over by the mountains there. You can see the cloud, it always hangs around the mountains, but it burnt off. You know, it started off really overcast, so I was a bit dubious to whether we were going to get the conditions. Because when you get the conditions like this, when it's nice and bright, it does really make for good street photography. So you can do it whatever the weather. You can see on the floor behind us, all the leaves are starting to drop off, so the signs of fall are there. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to get some footage of this clock going off for you, carry on a bit further up the street and see if I'm going to carry on or not. But it's been a great day. I've really enjoyed it. Got to see them cars this morning, that was absolutely amazing. So I'll get some footage of this clock, it's about to go off, and I'll head further up the street and then I'll get back to you later on. There you go, that's the Gastown clock. When it gets to 2 o'clock it'll play the full tune. Well, I made my way through Gastown there, didn't really come across any more images. Walked through the station and I'm at a place called Canada Place now. Now, this is where I more or less started off this morning when we got to see the Diamond Rally. Now, made my day that, and I'm looking forward to seeing the video that I captured along with some of the images. It was tricky for images, like I said earlier, because all the cars were grouped together, but I'm hopeful that we've got a couple at least. Now, I am getting hungry. It's been a long day, it's later in the afternoon now. The weather really was on our side. It was a bit dubious this morning because it was so overcast. Now, it's quite strange really because the cloud seems to be around the city, but over the city itself we've got enough blue sky that's letting that sunlight in. That's, you know, given the perfect light as far as I'm concerned for street photography. I've said it time and time again that we get them harsh light and the dark shadows, really contrasty scenes, and it makes your subject stand out. I really do hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's been a bit different for me, and I've done one a long time ago where I've done the Gay Pride in Vancouver, but it was a bit more different then. You know, I was still a bit rusty with the vlogging, so I've learned a bit more now. So to get out and try it again, I thought I'd be interested in the input that people give us to let us know if they've liked it or not. All I can say is I've really enjoyed today. It's been something different. It's a lot harder to video it, I must admit. When you're in the forest, it's a bit more laid back and chilled, you know, nothing's moving, whereas here you've got to really react quick. But I hope it's encouraged you to have a go at it yourself. It's you know, you've got so much to photograph. It's that vast, you know, images are endless because the light's changing all the time. You know, you can be photographing one scene, 10 minutes later that scene's changed again. So that's why street photography is so, well, in my eyes it's brilliant, and it's a great learning curve for you in your photography. I'm gonna have a walk around, find somewhere to eat now, but that's gonna be it for today. So leave a comment below, let us know your opinion on today's video along with the images. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again for another video here in Vancouver or back in the forest. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.